Here are the books I bought and the books I read in the month of September. Tender as the Flesh by Agustina Basterrica. Marcos works at a processing plant where special meat is prepared. Human beings, no longer called that after a global virus made animal meat deadly. Society adapted quickly. Eating humans became legal, regulated, and normalized. Marcos keeps his head down, focusing on numbers and consignments while his personal life unravels. His wife is gone and his father is slipping into dementia. Then everything shifts when he's given a live specimen as a gift. Though any personal contact is forbidden, Marcos begins to see her as human, and the more he does, the harder it becomes to ignore the horrifying reality of his world and the question of what, if anything, can still be saved. Never Die, a Mortal Techniques novel by Rob J. Hayes. When the god of death gives Ian a mission to kill the immortal emperor, he knows he can't do it alone. He needs allies, heroes who will fight for him. How else can an 8-year-old boy hope to do the impossible? Whispering Blade, Iron Gut Chin, the Century Blade, and the Flaming Fist. These are all names of legend, and the god of death has given Ian a way to bind them to his cause. There is only one catch. In order to serve him, they must first die. The Words by Douglas Clegg. When teenager Mark befriends outsider Dash, he believes his new friend to be an outcast rebel. But a dark mystery unfolds as Dash leads Mark into dangerous games and rituals involving stories of the occult and a strange drug that allows Dash to see into another world, a world of absolute darkness and terror. The Hidden City by Michelle West. Rescued from the Undercity, young orphan Jewel J. Market contends with deadly court politics and visions of looming magical threats. Orphaned and left to fend for herself in the slums of Avaralan, Jewel Marquess, J to her friends, meets an unlikely savior in Wrath, a man who prowls the ruins of the Undercity. Nursing Jay back to health is an unusual act for a man who renounced his own family long ago, and the situation becomes stranger still when Jay begins to form a den of other rescued children in Wrath's home. But the worst perils lurk beneath the slums. The demons that once nearly destroyed the Assyrian Empire are stirring again, and soon Wrath and Jay will find themselves targets of these unstoppable beings. And now for the books I read in the month of September. Never Trust an Elf by Robert N. Charrette. An orc of the Seattle ghetto, Cam usually worries about more mundane problems. Day-to-day existence in the now magically active world of 2053 is already tough enough, but all that is about to change. Drawn into a dangerous game of political and magical confrontation, he also discovers that when elves get involved, things get complicated. The story follows Cam as he juggles betrayal, double crosses, and high-stakes magic alongside futuristic tech. The Wooded Midwinter by Susanna Clarke is a short story that feels like a long poem. It takes place in an English countryside touched by the magical and the strange. The wood, especially during midwinter, becomes a space where ordinary people brush against something older, mysterious, and enchanted. Clarke uses quiet, lyrical storytelling to show how folklore seeps into daily life, hinting that the magical world is always close by, just beneath the surface. It's more atmospheric than plot-heavy, inviting readers to imagine a landscape alive with hidden powers. On Basilisk Station by David Weber. This is the first novel in the Honor Harrington series, a military space opera. Honor Harrington, a newly promoted starship captain, is assigned to command a ship called HMS Fearless. Instead of glory, she's sent to a remote star system, Basilisk Station, as a kind of punishment. But the station is critical to interstellar politics, and Honor soon faces smugglers, political maneuvering, and a potential war. The book blends tactical space battles with leadership struggles, showing Honor grow into a commanding presence in a hostile environment. Judge Anderson, Year 1 by Alec Worley. In years to come, Cassandra Anderson will be a living legend. Psi Division's most famous judge, but for now it's 2100 and a young Judge Anderson is fresh out of the academy, the eagle still gleaming on her shoulder. It's time to put her training and her judgment to the test. Tackling a love-obsessed telepathic killer at a Valentine's Day parade, plunging into the depths of madness in a huge new psychiatric prison, and probing the boundaries of reality itself as she hunts a psychic virus to its roots. Cass will be forged in the fires of justice, emerging as something extraordinary. Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorp. This is the novel that inspired the movie Die Hard. It follows Joe Leland, a retired NYPD detective who visits Los Angeles at Christmas time to see his daughter. He ends up trapped in a skyscraper when it's taken over by armed terrorists. Alone, cut off, and outnumbered, he has to use his wits, training, and courage to fight back floor by floor.